bird to feed the man of God. Oh, y'all don't want to hear this part. Some of you are always putting down the man of God with your nasty mouth, with your dirty mentality. But the thing about it, if you just look at yourself, God can use you to bless him. Oh, have I got a witness in the house? The Bible says here that Elijah went through some things. And one thing that Elijah went through when he came, oh, hallelujah, when he came into town, you understand? He told Ahab that there was going to be a drought. The brook was going to dry up. The Lord was going to leave you hanging because you turned your back on God. Some of y'all sitting in here right now, somewhere in your life have turned your back on the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to admit it to me right now. You might even want to admit it to your neighbor, but things got so good in your life. You thought you had it going on. Have I got a witness in here? You thought you were better than that. You thought you were balling. Have I got a witness in here? But you found out, you understand, the same God that was with you when you were up is going to be the same God that's going to be with you when you're down. Oh, I wish I had some beans and rice folk in here right now. Oh, I wish I had some red beans and some ground meat folk with some hot water cornbread folk in here right now who know something about struggling and straining, but I still got my hand in God's hand. And I still know that the Lord will make a way somehow. The Bible says here that as he continued on, Elijah kept on dealing. This Tishbite in 17 kept on dealing, but while he was yet there, the Bible says that he went and he met a woman of Zarephath. The Lord led him to Zarephath. There he met a widow woman. And the thing about it is, as he met this widow woman, the Bible said she had made up in her mind. She was going to pick up some sticks. She was going home, and her and her son were going to eat their last meal and die. Anybody here ever felt like giving up? I wish I had some folk who ever felt like just throwing in the towel. Felt like I can't see the end of my road. Felt like, you understand, this road has got too dark for me to handle. And I got trials on every hand. I wish I had some folk that done got stressed out. Have I got a witness here? And when you got stressed out, you understand, you got in a ball of confusion. Well, this widow woman said, we're going to eat this meal and we're going to die. I want to put a pin note here to the churches here. God gives a man of God an instruction. In order for you to receive your blessing, the first thing you must do is always abide by the request of the man of God. Now, you might not like it. You may not agree with it. You might not go along with it in its fullness. But if God gave him the direction, if God gave him the instruction, who are you to buck the system? Oh, you ain't hearing me right now. See, the thing about it is that when you buck the system, you cause dysfunctionalness in your household. Somebody say, do I really, preacher? Yes, you do. But when you are obedient, somebody say obedient. When you're obedient to the man of God, you're going to get a blessing. Can I show you my point right quick? The Bible said that he told her, fix me a cake first. But she said, I only got a little meal. For me and my son. I only got a little oil. For me and my son. He said, but fix me the cake first. I want to let somebody here know, in case you always worried about what the preacher driving. You always worried about how much money the preacher got. You always worried about the clothes that the preacher got on his back. If you ever learn as members to take care of the man of God first, suffice and make sacrifices of yourself. God didn't say you got to be broke to take care of the man of God, but just make sure the man of God is all right first. Why you say that, preacher? I'm glad you asked. The Bible says here, as she was obedient. Somebody shout obedient. As she was obedient to the man of God, fixing him the cake first, she gave it to him. But as she took care of him, scrapping the bottom of the barrel. Oh, I wish I had some folk know what I'm talking about here. I wish I had some folk. Let me help some of us. Let me take some of us back right quick. If it's all right, right quick. Mama used to make a cake, and we didn't have mixers. We didn't have a blender. And y'all walking with me? Mama had that long handle spoon. And Mama would get that. Oh, y'all gonna catch on in a minute here. Put it in that big old bowl. And Mama would. Oh, have I got a witness in here? Anybody here ever seen Mama whip that cake together? And then sometimes she would go down deep in the bowl and have I got a witness in here? She tapped that bowl on the side and make sure she get all of the batter out of the bowl. Have I got a witness? And she would whip it. Sometimes she hold it. Put that forearm. Have I got a witness in here? I know some of the young people don't know nothing about this, but I'm talking to some folks who know something about Mama whipping that bowl till she get it all smooth, and then she would pour that cake in the cake pan. Oh, have I got 4 witnesses here? After you done grease the cake pan, have I got a witness in here? And when she would pour it out, it would just whip out in layers and would just lay down and be smooth. But after Mama got through whipping the bowl, oh, have I got 2 witnesses in here? It ain't about the cake coming out. Have I got a witness in here? We went on the cake. I want the bowl and the spoon. Have I got a witness in here? Oh, y'all act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about when you get them 2 fingers. Have I got a witness here? Oh, somebody else bought them 2 fingers. You sit down and get that bowl and it's all caked up right here. Have I got a witness in here? You got cake batter all over here. Cake batter all over there. And then when you get down to the bottom, you use that knuckle powder. Am I talking to myself in here? Somebody know what I'm talking about. Well, that's how it was in that wheelbarrow. She had to scrape it until she got all of it. And at all, she had to wring it down. Anybody know anything about till you wring it down? But anybody know as she was obedient, somebody say obedient, and fed the man of God first. The next time that she opened up the meal barrel, the Bible said that it had an overflow. Have I got a witness in here? And for the next 3 years, because she was obedient to the man of God, God supplied all of her needs. You ought to touch your neighbor. Say, neighbor, if you want to get a real blessing, be obedient to the man of God. Well, let's not hold you too much longer. The Bible says here that Elijah went back and moving quickly because they've been dealing with this rain thing. And as they dealt with this rain thing, it came time for a rumble in the jungle. Ahab sent a message and told Elijah. And Elijah agreed with it. I'm going to meet you up on Mount Carmel. And when we meet up,